Welcome to the show. This is Climbing the Ranks with TiirthaDeva. My name is TiirthaDeva and I'll be your host throughout this journey. This is my personal journey throughout the ranks, climbing from a Legend 1 to Divine 1. If you want to have fun, improve at Dota, and gain some MMR, stick around on this channel. The first part of this show, we're gonna go over the 5 different roles and what to do in the different phases of the game. I'll be providing 3 separate videos on each role, what to do in the early game, what to do in the mid game, and what to do in the late game. I'll also be providing live gameplay at Twitch on my channel TiirthaDeva. Come say hi and talk about Dota. That really helps my channel. Now, the first episode, it's about position 1, safe lane carry, which is my main role, and I'll be playing this the most. So here are the 4 things I think you should consider when wanting to improve in Dota. The first being creating a plan for the game. The second is starting items. What items to buy in the start of the game. Thirdly, it's about CSing, getting the last hits, denying and harassing the enemy. And fourthly, it's about lane mechanics. Creep equilibrium and creep aggro. Now, without further ado, let's hop into the game. Now we are here following Team Yandex versus Tundra Esports. Today we'll be following Pierce Juggernaut. So now this is the start of the game and this is the place where you wanna create your plan for this game. Few helpful questions are to ask yourself: what kind of hero am I playing? What are my key timings? Secondly, what threatens me in the enemy team? And thirdly, what enables me in my own team? So Juggernaut is a timing based hero and needs few items to fight with your team. But in the laning phase, you have good kill threat with your spin and you have good kill threat with your Omni Slash. You can also look at making a gate play with level 6 and getting a kill with the Omni Slash. But in general sense, you want to prioritize farming since Juggernaut is timing based hero and needs few items to fight. The first few items usually are a Battle Fury for farming and then survivability item such as Sanjin Yasha or Manta Style. After you get your first few items, you can look at playing with your team more when you have ulti up. Other than that, I recommend farming. Now, looking at the threats in the enemy team, usually Juggernaut doesn't like to play against lockdown. So like Axe, Doom or Legion Commander. In enemy team, they don't have much lockdown in this game. They only have 2 stuns with Dragon Knight and Witch Doctor. They also do have Slark's Leash, but you can get out of the leash with Spin and Muerta's Silence. So I'm thinking there's only 1 kill threat in the team, really. The Dragon Knight stun into Silence, which can be detrimental for the Juggernaut. Other than that, I feel like it's fairly free Jugger game. And now, who enables me in the fights? Usually Juggernaut wants to go in second. Usually he wants to blink in ulti to start his performance in the team fight. So I'm in the mid game looking at playing behind 33's Tidehunter or BZM's Tiny. Tidehunter is a good frontline hero and Tiny is a good jump hero. He can start, both of them can start the fight, and Juggernaut can follow up. Now looking at the starting items and what items to buy in the beginning of the game for the lane. Now we're here in the beginning of the game and looking at the starting items. When you're looking at the starting items, you want to be thinking about the lane. What is the lane gonna look like? So now we have a Timber Saw and Muerta versus Juggernaut and Pugna. So now when I'm looking at the Juggernaut's items, the stick is usually when there's a lot of spam, spell castage in the lane, so you want to be looking at getting the stick. The Quelling Blade helps with the last hits, and especially if you're a new player, I highly recommend getting the Quelling Blade because it helps with the last hits, because it gives you 8 damage for melee heroes and 4 damage for range heroes. Usually range heroes don't get this, but if you are a melee hero like Juggernaut, please do get it. And then usually people get stats, as we can see with the people's items. There's a lot of stats. Stats are generally for control, damage, and lane dominance. And a region is for survivability, stability, and time, so you can sustain in the lane. So looking at the starting items that Tyir has, I feel like he thinks that there's gonna be a lot of fighting and he needs to sustain in the lane. I personally usually start with the full wand and 2 branches, and then fly out the Tango and a Quelling Blade after getting the bounties. But now I feel like he probably thinks that there might be fighting before fighting for the runes, so he might need some regen early on. And also the thing to look at, that what do you need in the first few waves, because you can always fly out the regen after getting the bounties. Now looking at the lane and CS, denies, and harass. And now we are here at the bounty runes and the start of the game. We're gonna be looking at the last hits, denies, and harassing the enemy, and the lane mechanics. How the Tyir keeps creep equilibrium and how he abuses creep aggro. So now without further ado, let's hop into the game. Okay, the goal as a carry is to get as many last hits as possible in the game.
The battle begins.
So now there is 3 heroes. So as suspected, he thought that he might have to fight for the runes, so that's why he got regen. So now the guess was correct. Now Tyir wants to get back to the lane as soon as possible, so he TPs back to the lane. And some more fighting. A good thing he brought some regen, so he can sustain and keep fighting. So looking at the stats, we wanna be looking at the last hits, and really the bare minimum you want to be looking at getting the last hits is 50 at 10 minutes. The more you can have last hits before 10 minutes, the better it is. But you want to be aiming to get 60 to 70 last hits at 10 minutes. And always prioritize getting last hit. Then the second priority is getting a deny, and thirdly it's about harassing the enemy. So now first few waves have gone, Here has 6 last hits and 2 denies. Juggernaut is a good hero because he has a healing ward, and so he might not need to bring as much regen as most other heroes who doesn't have the healing ward. Now about the creep equilibrium, you wanna try to keep the lane as a carry as close to your tower as possible without being under the tower. This is for the safety, and it is for the safety of the carry. Now the game is paused, so let's go
There's a fine line between bravery
up a little bit.
stupidity.
Okay, continuing. So the first 2 minutes, Pure is the second in last hits, 10 last hits and 4 denies. Now he's flying out. Secondly, the band of Elven Skin, which gives 6 agi. This helps with the last hits. It gives you damage. This is what you usually wanna get first, and then looking at getting the boots.
No.
Now there's 3 minutes, which is really important timing for the Lotus. Because this gives...
Blood. Thanks and have fun.
That was a really nice kill. And that's the second kill. Well, this went from okay lane to fantastic lane. Now they got 2 kills. But now the lane is pushing, so what to do now? So now we see that Whitemon is pulling the lane, trying to get the lane back, and now Pure is trying to use the creep aggro to get the creeps to follow him, because you don't really want to be that far up by yourself. Nice usage of the healing ward, and as you see, Whitemon is doing the double pull, which is really important. You don't really want to be doing a single pull as a support, because then the lane is going to be pushing. So whenever you are doing a single pull, you know that the lane will be pushing afterwards. So if you are support, you want to be aiming to get the double pull. Now unfortunately the lane is under his tower. Here is looking at 24 last hits and 6 denies at 4 minutes and 35 seconds. He is way ahead of everybody else. Timbersaw is not doing that bad either. He has 23 last hits. And now the wave is closed. And what I feel like in the lower brackets is that we do not prioritize the range creep. The range creep gives most XP and gold, so therefore you want to be trying to get every single range creep if possible. And now he's blocking the wave since he is by himself. So he doesn't feel comfortable being up in the lane, so he wants to get the creep equilibrium. He wants to get the wave as close to his tower without being under the tower. So that was a really nice heads-up play by Pure by going back and blocking at the creep wave.
Face it, you're losing.
And now he saw that Timber was below 70% health, or maybe he was Maybe he was making the play for the Lotus. I think he was actually making the play that he can, that Timber doesn't feel comfortable coming to contest that Lotus. I think that's what it is. Now he's at 37 last hits at 6.5 minutes. So he's in a very good position to getting a lot of last hits before 10 minutes. Now Pyr is by himself, so he abuses the creep aggro, trying to get the creeps closer to him. Since he's by himself now, you don't really want to be contesting that much the lane, and he uses the pull now, trying to get the lane back. Since he doesn't see the Muerta, this is a little bit scary, so he farms behind the wave. That was very smooth. I really liked it. He pulled it. He got a couple last hits on the, at least one last hit on the way on the creep camp. Because he didn't feel comfortable being in the lane. Now this play, I am not sure, maybe he was scared that he gets gone on. And this is very important, I feel like, getting the cornucopia as a first item for the Battle Fury. Because this gives you regen and damage, so this is a farming item. This helps you to farm faster. Now Pyr is at 51 last hits at 820.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And he's level 6. So let's see if he is trying to make any play with the Omni Slash. Now he uses the Omni.
I don't mean to be alarmist, but
that was a good try. It was really difficult. I feel like it was worth it. He was farming by himself, really close to the tower, so that's always really risky, especially because enemy mid laner or another support can TP in. But I feel like it was okay. He got a kill, and Timber is really low. Now TPing back to the lane at 9 minutes. He couldn't contest the Lotus at 9. But I really highly recommend contesting the Lotus. That is very important because it's a lot of regen you can get for free. Okay. Closing in on 10 minutes. Let's see how many last hits Pyr can get at 10 minutes. He's at 60 last hits, 2 kills and 1 deny. Now he's stacking the camp, stacking and pulling. Wow, this is great. So, 60 last hits at 10 minutes, getting 2 kills and 1 death. I would say it's a really good performance since it's a pro game. And he's close to, well, he got 2 components for the Battle Fury. Let's summarize today's session. First, think about creating a plan for the game. What your hero is good at. What are your power spikes? Who threatens your hero? Who enables your hero? Secondly, the starting items. What is the lane gonna look like? Do you need more sustain, get more regen, or do you need more damage and control by buying stats? Thirdly is to get as many last hits as possible at 10-minute mark. The bare minimum is 50 last hits, but you wanna be aiming to get 60 and 70 plus last hits at 10-minute mark. Only after that you prioritize the denies and harassing the enemy. And the fourth factor is lane mechanics, controlling the creep equilibrium by pulling the creeps using creep aggro. And to remind you, you can use global creep aggro if there's no heroes showing on your lane. You can go to another lane and click the enemy hero there to get the creep aggro. Now, if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe, and hop onto Twitch to follow my live gameplay. I'll be implementing these tips and tricks and strategies on live gameplay, and come say hi and talk Dota. See you on Twitch.